Just look at the background of this video for a while. I found this image on Google search when I typed in uproot. I found several pictures that relate to the word uproot. And I found this one over here, so I decided, you know what, let me use it for my video. I don't know who the photographer is, and by the way, this is an edited photo because nobody can hold an uprooted tree like this in the air like a balloon. It's not going to happen. But I want you to check this picture. Why? Because the tree is uprooted. And if you look carefully, let's see if, yes, I made it a bit bigger. The roots went very deep, and there's soil stuck in the roots. Because the roots grow a whole network into the soil to stabilize the tree. Because if the roots don't go all the way to the soil, the trunk cannot be stabilized and it can't grow. So when you uproot a tree, you will affect the soil and you will take some of the soil with you. That's how it goes. Now, in the spirit, it works the same way. Whenever there is a root issue in the paranormal that affects you, instead of fighting the symptoms, which are the leaves or the branches here, you can uproot the whole tree. To cut down the tree, it will grow back again, one way or the other. When you uproot a paranormal pattern, it's going to affect the community around you. It's going to affect people. It's going to affect people directly. You're not aware how it's going to affect people. It will affect other people. And those other people often aren't waiting for your impact. They never ask for your impact. They just want to be left alone, and they just want to follow the pattern and be relieved. So when you decide that you want deliverance, when you uproot the pattern from you, it will affect them. And when it affects them, they'll become upset. Because now that the pattern has been uprooted, you have more options. Now you have more influence. And who is going to receive that influence? They are. If it's completely dark in a room and you light a candle, where does the light have an impact? In that room where you lit the candle, right? The same way, when you renew your mind, that includes uprooting paranormal patterns, you'll be walking in power. And that power is going to affect those around you, whether they want it or not. And they're going to perceive you as a disruption, as someone who bothers them. The demons are going to be affected, but the demons have nothing to say. You're delivered. But the people are going to be fed up. And once they realize that they can't control your impact, no matter how violent they are, they'll escalate, they'll explode. That's why Christ told you, in the world ye shall have tribulation. That's why Christ said, I sent you sheep amongst wolves. Don't think that folks are going to be happy with you when you uproot a paranormal pattern. They will not be. If you come from the ghetto, somewhere in America or somewhere else, if you're from the ghetto, and there was this paranormal pattern of poverty that haunted you and your relatives, let's say you uproot it, and now you operate in financial abundance. The other folks in the ghetto who are comfortable seeking relief from the issues will be upset with you because now you don't have those issues. And you, walk in power, is going to reflect back onto them, and they're going to notice they're stuck. The reason they felt comfortable being stuck is because they have this fatalistic mindset that that's all there is. If that's all there is, then there's no use fighting it. But now they see you operating in options, it reveals onto them that they are just cowards, that you don't want to face things. So instead of acknowledging this about themselves and acknowledge that it can be better and go for better, they instead hold tighter onto their relief seeking, and they'll dump all the frustrations they encountered onto you, even though the frustrations are the consequence of them holding on to relief seeking. And if you're from the ghetto, and now you have influence, you may have your own radio show, now you're reaching people, now people are affected. So everyone that encountered you in the past, that didn't want anything to do with you, they now have to face the fact you have influence. And then it's going to reflect back onto them, they have no influence. They only have a 9-to-5 job. And why didn't they want anything to do with you? Because you have to be nothing for them to feel like they are something. And now that it's obvious that their self-validation of being someone is based on nothing but a hoax, they'll lose it against you. Because now they need to face themselves. Now they need to reconsider the way of thinking. Now they need to face the patterns that are haunting them and the patterns they are enabling. Now they need to face their own violence. Now they need to face their familiar spirits, their Jezebel spirits, their Python spirits. Now they need to face all of that. And now they need to face their own dumping. They often complain when others are dumping negative energy, but now they need to face their own dumping mechanisms that they're holding on to. Now they need to face their own narcissism and their own selfishness. Oh, folks don't want to do that. When you uproot paranormal patterns, expect a backlash. Demons will operate against you because demons want the human population in a state of anxiety. Human beings will turn on you because they don't want to face themselves. In any case, both will turn against you. And demons will use people that want to hold on to relief seeking to do their dirty job. You know what? Just face it, it will happen. You don't approve of it, it's not right, you don't embrace it. You acknowledge it's there, and you see it as a sign that you are doing well. Why would you retaliate against someone that's being destroyed? Why you retaliate against someone that's self-destructive? You won't. You retaliate against someone that poses a threat to your expectations. Because those paranormal patterns are the security that worldly people hold on to. So when you uproot one of those patterns, you are destroying their security. And that security is the false god that they're hoping everything on. So when you uproot one of those paranormal patterns, you become their enemy sooner or later. Just keep on going. Just realize that you will face retaliation. Just overrule every retaliation that comes against you. Walk by faith, agree with Christ, and be at peace.